Shemai GTA fans, today we're going to be reviewing the Savage helicopter, which is on sale at 1.17 million rather than 1.9, and this is far superior to the Valkyrie, which is 1.7. So I've already bought it. I'm in my hangar. Look at all these glorious aircraft, and here is the Savage. There's your cooler in the distance. But let's show you what kind of customization options there are for this, and then I'm going to take it on a flight and we're going to blow some stuff up with it. So press E to modify it. Respray is the only options you have. So primary, we can make it chrome if we want to be disgusting. Look at that. Actually, that looks quite nice. I could go for that. But as ever, we have gone for matte black, because you can't see matte black as well. And also, if we look at this, if I go down to ice white, I think that might be what you start off with. So you can see the camo pattern on it there. You could go for red as well. That looks nice. Or a dark red, beige colour. The sky's the limit, basically. Secondary colour, we could go for a matte once again. Go black on black because it colours up the bottom. Grey, blue, whatever takes your fancy. Anyway, so that's the options that you have. So let's take it for a drive, shall we? Or a fly and get some stuff blown up. Like and subscribe if you enjoy blowing stuff up. Okay, let's take the Savage for its maiden voyage. Gear up. Now, weapons. What do we have on the Savage? Well, this is what we have. Similar to the Hydra, it's got explosive cannon. It's just as devastating. It'll smash any opponent. So it's a phenomenal piece of kit with regards to its armaments. Where it gets let down though is how much armor it's actually got. It's nothing like the Hind E or D or whatever it's based on, the phenomenal Russian helicopter. You know, back in those days, the Russians were world leaders at heavy lift helicopters, and the Hind was above. It was better than anything else that the West had to offer. Was brilliant, and it still is, you know, let's face it. Who hasn't dreamed of driving the Hind A? What a helicopter. We can also switch to missiles if we so choose. Notice how sluggish it is. This is kind of how you'd expect a Hind to fly. You know, it's not going to be the fastest with regards to manoeuvring, although they weren't slow either. You know, they weren't slow aircraft. Were pretty damn good. I mean, notice that wing on the side where you've got the underslung load. It's not an underslung load. Where you've got the weapons pods with the munitions there. That gives this helicopter lift to allow it to go fast in a straight line. Lovely jubbly. Those are missiles. They work nicely. Did I miss that? I think I missed the police car there, but I hit something. So yeah, you can use missiles. You can use the explosive cannons, but I think the explosive cannons are best. And I noticed what the professional did one time. He was really wanging on about this being an awesome helicopter because he was spawn killing people, some griefers. And you can do that. Look at how explosive this thing is. Look at it. I'm not the best at controlling this thing. How did that helicopter survive then? Ah, that's why. You know the dots, it's not necessarily where your rounds go. There's a bit of a lag. Starting to smoke there, so I noticed that. We're only taking small arms fire as well. We're not getting hit by anything big. Let's see if we can get this helicopter. There we go. So this is the Achilles heel. Oh Christ, you cannot hit any buildings like that because your helicopter will not last very long at all. I don't think we hit the body too much. We can play that back and see how it does. But it's pretty weak with regards to armour, so we're probably going to be going down pretty soon. But it's fun, you know. The reason why I would buy this is if you have a lot of other helicopters and you're bored of them, this has by far the best weapon of any of the helicopters. The explosive round is brilliant. Yes, you have the weapons, was it the rocket barrage on the Hunter? That's excellent, but I think this is just so much more fun. Explosive rounds are, you can hit all targets, ground targets, armoured vehicles, all sorts. It'll chew them up, no problem. And we're losing our engines now. We are losing our engines, so I'm probably going to have to restart. Probably one of many restarts this. There's nobody in the session, so we're free to do what we want. Solo session, not by choice though. I really fancied making some players irate, so we could see how long we last. But as you can tell, against NPCs, we didn't last very long. It's now auto-rotating as the engines have died. It should just give us enough to land it without blowing up, hopefully. There we go. So that's how you do auto-rotation. If you don't know what auto-rotation is, Google it. It's what helicopters do when their engines run out of power. Happens all the time. Okay, so I should probably stop the video and start it again when I've got a new helicopter. It's time to put the helicopters to the RPG test. So, first the Valkyrie. That's one RPG. And next the Savage. It took one RPG and it's smoking. And that's 2 RPGs for the Savage. Therefore the Savage wins. You win. Right, so we've got our new helicopter. And so one other thing I should mention is that you can have a co-pilot and you can also have a couple of extra friends in the back. However, with it being so easy to blow up, they're not likely to last very long if you're in a session full of players. Even NPCs can blow you up quite easily. The helicopter itself, with regards to flying it, I think there are easier helicopters to fly, such as the Buzzard. This was my first helicopter. It's a lot quicker than this as well, a lot more manoeuvrable, and a lot more forgiving if you get it wrong. Because it's quite sluggish at the controls, the Savage, if you make an error in your flying, then it's very difficult to recover from it. So for a beginner, I wouldn't recommend it as a beginner's aircraft. But if you really want to buy it, then just go ahead and buy it and learn the hard way. You know, because it is enjoyable. Look at that cannon, it's brilliant. You will find pleasure in this aircraft. But if you're in a session full of players, they will be able to blow you up quite easily. Just bear that in mind. So you might want to go into a solo session where you haven't got anyone harassing you to learn the flight profile. Would you buy it? Is it a recommended buy? Well, it's a kind of recommended buy. I think it's the 3rd best vehicle on Warstock this week, and it is well worth it if you're into your helicopters, especially if you like your Russian helicopters. You know, there's nothing like the Hind, you know, and there's nothing like comparable to the Hind in this game other than this. This is the only Hind helicopter you have. Already the NPCs are after me again. So for that reason, if you're into aviation, I would buy this helicopter. Bear in mind, though, that from my perspective, I've hardly flown it since for quite a long time because I prefer other helicopters. So for this kind of size of helicopter, if I'm not flying in a like, I don't really use the Buzzard a great deal anymore because it's not offensive. It doesn't have the capability as this does, for example. This has the explosive round, but a helicopter that's even better than this is the Akula, because that has stealth, so you can turn stealth on, but not when you have the weapons out, and it has lock-on missiles. Also, it's got a hell of a lot more armour than the Savage. It can take a couple of Mark II oppressor missiles, for example, but this helicopter can't, really. Similarly, you've got the Hunter. So the Hunter is like the Apache, a very striking looking helicopter. If you're a fan of the Apache, you might want to get that. For me, I prefer the look of the Hind, but I recognise that the Hunter is a better helicopter overall with regards to combat, especially PvP. It's got the rocket barrage, And you can also have a co-pilot in it as well, firing off the cannon. I think it's got an explosive cannon, although the explosive cannon on that is not as good as this explosive cannon. So those are your alternates helicopter-wise, but I don't think you'll regret it if you buy it. I just think it might not be the first helicopter you want to get. It might be one you want to get for personal enjoyment. So if you found this video useful, then do drop a like and a subscribe. But overall, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time in the next video. Thank you very much.